Bitcoin and Ethereum, what's his next move? Let's find out in the chart, shall we? We have Bitcoin creating a W here, a clear W. And we're going to be talking about whether or not Bitcoin is going to blast off into the new heights, because what did we do? We broke above the $59,000 mark. Also, we're going to be talking about what's going on with Ethereum. Is it going to break even higher now that it's above the $4,000 mark? We're going to talk about that and more in today's episode, and it's going to be a jam-packed episode because, man, I want to talk about SHIB, I want to talk about Dogecoin, we're going to talk a little bit about Ripple, and the sustainability of Bitcoin. And of course, we're going to be talking about what you can do, how you can trade all these things, right, and make some money. But remember, right, this is not financial advice, and always do your own research before putting any money in the market. That's very important. I don't want anybody to get wrecked or say, hey, you know what? You told me to buy this and it went down. Right? No. If you buy, right, you need to make your own financial decisions and buy with your own information. All right. Well, this episode is going to be very jam-packed because I'm going to be talking about stuff and ranting for quite some time. Might have to. I'm going to try to keep it short, but I don't think that's going to happen. I honestly don't. So if you're interested in trading anything that we talk about, you can do so, right, by heading over to bybit.davincij15.com or femex.davincij15.com or the btcmax.davincij15.com. All right, so let's get into it because I know this show is going to be a very long one because I'm going to be talking about a lot of things. And so let's do that. Let's start off with the W pattern of Bitcoin, right? You can see it clearly here. If you guys are having problems seeing a W, right? But this one's pretty clear. I mean, you can see that here. We're broken out from this level here. Let me just point it out. And so it's coming to retest this area. You're like, okay, I'm screwed. But you can see here, if you were to trade this breakout W, you're still not, you haven't been stopped out. And the W, where's the target here? Let's just find the target, which is 1-to-1 right here. There we go, 1-to-1. And we're going to go, we want to earn a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So yeah, it didn't make you sweat, right? So if you bought the breakout here, let's just say you bought the breakout at this point here, you're sweating, right? Of course you're sweating. You're like, darn, is this thing going to continue going higher? I don't know. I'm like nervous, right? But that's how this is a trader's life, right? Life, it's not easy to trade cryptocurrencies because on a daily basis because it's very nerve-wracking, and you have to follow a plan, right? Stick to it and execute it every single time. And this is one of the plans that I use, which is which whenever there's a W breakout, you follow it. And you follow through. Yes, sometimes it works, and most of the time it works. There's about more than 60% probability that it works out for you, especially on Bitcoin. But because there's a percentage chance that it will fail, you make sure that you do not risk all your money on one particular idea and go all in. Okay, I'm taking it. I'm going to bet everything on this one chance. No, never do that. Never do that. That's the worst thing. That's how you definitely get wrecked, right? No more than 5% of your portfolio in any one bet, right, will make sure that you are always in the game, right? Because the object of this game is actually to come back and play it tomorrow when you're trading. So remember to do that. Make sure you remember the object of the game to trade is to come back tomorrow, the next day, to trade again. Okay. So we can see that Ethereum has finally Bitcoin has finally broken above the 59,000. Now, if it makes it over, if I've said before, if we broke above the 59,000, the probability that we're heading up higher is very high. So that's what we've done, and it's most likely going to head up to the 88.6 before we might roll over. We got to be careful here because Bitcoin's in a state of flux. There's a high probability because of the dominance, right? Because I'm looking at the dominance, and the dominance is like, yeah, we're going lower, right? We're going a lot lower, right? We're heading to the 40% mark. 40% mark on the dominance, which is right around here where the 88.6 is. That's where we're headed. So with that said, right, I have to believe that Bitcoin will not make new all-time highs. I have to believe that because of what the dominance chart is saying. So I'm not convinced that we are going to blast off. Now, remember what I said, right? When I said that I didn't believe that Bitcoin could come break above the 59,000, yet here we are. And I said, when I said that, I also said that, remember this about Bitcoin, right? Here, let me just show you what I said to remember, just in case you guys forgot, is that, this is Bitcoin. I just want to show you guys that little meme, because I like that. I love that little GIF picture, right? Just remember that, right? Every once in a while, Bitcoin is going to do this, right? To your charts, right? Just your US dollar charts, just kicks you right in the butt. so yeah, keep that in mind if you want to be bearish on Bitcoin. Sorry to interrupt in the middle of the stream, but head over to blockfi.com/DaVinciJ15 and you could earn $250, also 8.6% on your crypto. Of course, know your risks, and you'll be able to trade crypto over there. Also get access to a credit card, allow you to spend your crypto. Links are in the description below. Okay, let's head over to Ethereum and talk about what's going on over here. Well, I mean, Ethereum has reached my target. It's right on target. It's reached it. Remember, I was thinking 2.618 is the next target here, and here we are. We hit the 1.618. We paused. We're hitting the 2.618. We hit the 2.618 and paused, and not for very long, and now we're above that. And so I think we have a little bit even more to go now that that's happened. So this is not valid anymore. So let me get rid of all of this, and let's talk about where this puppy is going. Because she's got more to go, unfortunately. Unfortunately for the bears, she's got way more to go. So let's take a look, because I think we have an AB equals CD breaking out right here as we speak. So let's take a look at that, where that might take us, and clone that. There we go. And we're talking about another all the way to $4,500. Let's see if we can get some sort of confirmation through FIBs, Fibonacci retracements, or Fib extensions, or something to give us a confirmation. I don't like this. Let me just go out to the daily, because I'm not seeing anything quickly on that. Oh, wait a second. We might see a 2.618 here. No. Okay. And let me just go to do a trend line to see if there's anything that gives us. Nope. Nothing. Wow. We're in nosebleed territory for Ethereum. Nosebleed. Because we're so far away from the EMAs, we're so far away from all the moving chart averages that it's going to be difficult to stay bullish here for very long. We're going to have to come back and do some sort of wipeout of the bulls in a very short term, looking at Ethereum's current movements based on the price action on the daily. There's going to be some sort of crazy wick back down before we go higher here on Ethereum, because we've gotten too far away. We can't even draw a trend line, a decent trend line, to say, okay, hey, you know what, this is where we're most likely going to go to with Ethereum. Let's see here. No, that's not going to work. No trend lines at all. Okay. Alrighty. So we have to stick to the lower time frames in order to even give us some sort of idea of how high this thing can go. A little concerned about that because most people when they trade bullish, they end up getting wrecked because they forget to put in their stop losses. Just I'm hoping my audience does put in their stop losses. Looking at this, right? If we're gonna head over to the $4,600 level, we're gonna have to go down to shorter time frames and look for what? What are we looking for, people? That's right, a W action to give us some sort of entry point. We've already got one V here, right? We want to look for another one that's before we jump into any kind of trade. Hopefully this thing gives us that V. There's no guarantees of that. And most likely with Ethereum, because it doesn't like to give us clean W's, right? We're most likely going to get on the lower time frames some sort of small little W before we actually continue going higher. So we're gonna probably just go like a little cheeky W and then boom, explode. That's my experience with Ethereum, and you can see the volume is supporting us continuing higher. As you can see, look at this volume, it's just beautiful. There is no indication that we have actually started to turn around. Now we do have, of course, a little bit of a bearish divergence, but it hasn't been confirmed on Ethereum, and so keep an eye on that. That's just something that you should be aware of to make sure that you have your stop losses set for any kind of a trade on Ethereum. So make sure that you do that. And if you're trading Ethereum, right, and you want to trade Ethereum, right, you could do so by heading over to buybit.davincij15.com, where you can earn through your deposit bonuses $1,650. Okay, let's head into the news. No, before we head into the news today, I want to talk about a few more other coins that have that's captured the minds of many people. And the first one I'm going to talk about is the Doge coin. The Doge coin. Wow. I mean, we've seen what Doge can do, but look at the price action in, let's see here. See, have you seen the Doge? Remember I was saying that Doge does not have any kind of TA fundamentals, but I was looking at the wrong chart. I was looking at the Bitcoin chart, but if you look at the dollar chart, there is a what's it called, a pattern in the charts. It's called the SHIB pattern. And there it is, right? It's clear, right? You can see where it's headed. Oh my goodness. Well, we all know that this is supposed to end badly, right? It's supposed to end badly. So because, there's no fundamental reason for this coin to actually do what it has done in the last little while, the last 2 months, of course. And so where should you but is it over? Is it really over? Is it? That's the real question. And the answer is no. Okay, so if the answer is no to this not being over, shouldn't I just buy right now and just ride it till whenever it gets to the end? Yeah, you could do that. You could, but you might be holding a bag for a little while, right? So you don't want to be the bag holder for a while. So you want to be a little old lady. You want to be smart. You want to just go, okay. Yeah, why not? That's good. I'll buy some of that. But the little old lady, she does not buy the tops. She buys bottoms. She's looking for discounts, right? She doesn't have millions of dollars like some of you people seem to have. to just go around buying whatever she wants. No. She's more conservative. She wants to earn her money slowly. Sell half on a double, nothing much, right? So she's interested in this Dogecoin all the way back down here at the 550 sats. A little bit expensive. She might only just nibble a little bit, but really where she wants to you know, pound. She wants to hit the buy button. Is where at the 88.6. That's where she wants to hit the buy button. Now, this is still a little dangerous, right? Because I mean, the little old lady's like thinking, okay, wait a minute, this coin has no fundamental value. So, in some cases, right, for the little old lady, she wants to just start it all the way down here. And again, you can see she would probably want to buy most likely near the 100 sats area where she would load the boat a major way at the 100 sats area. She's not interested in taking any kind of major risks. Maybe she'll start nibbling at the higher 61.8, and because we're moving the what's it called, the fib levels all the way to the bottom where it first started to turn. She's concerned, and look at this. We have it lined up. This is interesting though, because now I'm seeing this. I'm like, look at this right here. It's lined up here, the 78.6. It's lined up here, right in this traffic area, the 61.8. Right, so that's most likely not a coincidence. So I would concern myself with starting to nibble here, add more at the 78.6. Right, because now it's the 78.6 is just above the breakout level where this thing started. And you know what? She's not interested in the dollar value, right? Why? Why is the little old lady not interested in the dollar value? It's because why would she want to save a currency that's going to zero? That's just nuts. So she's not interested in looking at price action in anything other than Bitcoin or Ethereum. All right, so heading over to another crazy coin where the little old lady's like, oh man, I'm not interested. But I was interested in this coin. I've been like too much of a party animal here in Dubai, because honestly, when you're in Dubai, right, I'm not gonna lie, it's too much fun. You have to understand. I was living in a city where I was in complete lockdown for a very, very long time. I couldn't go out past 10. I couldn't go out to restaurants, and they couldn't visit like any national any kind of parks or any kind of like interesting places. And now I'm here in Dubai and I get to do all of that. So it's been over a year, and I've just gone buck wild. But anyways, I'm gonna digress from that and talk about price action here. Now, mostly is the little old lady, right? Little old lady, she's right every single time. I swear to God, amazing how she's always right. I was told about SHIB Union in this area here. I was told to buy it. And I was like, yeah, I'm not buying this nonsense. That's crazy. I'll buy it. I can't buy it up here. I'll buy it down here, the 61.8, 78.6. Look at that. So, the little lady, right, she's buying here, right? She's buying 61.8. Oops. She's buying the 61.8, right? She's buying the 78.6. You can see she got a little bit more on the 78.6. She's looking for like the 88.6 as well to really full load up, but she didn't quite get it. And look at that. Now she's getting paid. Now this is in dollars, of course, right? Because I don't have a Bitcoin chart because it wouldn't be on the scale of the Bitcoin chart. There she goes. SHIB Union, a coin that has zero fundamentals. It's a token. Right? The only fundamentals is it's a cool meme coin, and that's it. Right? You can see that this was an interesting, like, I don't know if you noticed this, on the daily, there's a W there. Anyone see it? Once it broke here, right? Look at that. You could have bought that breakout, and look at the results. Look at the results. Amazing. Absolutely incredible. All right, let's move on to some of the news for today. All right, Oh boy. Yeah, Mara Pool mined its first clean block today. Oh boy. I saw when I saw this this news article, Lee, who is working for me right now, and he's doing a great job providing me with news articles, providing me with content for today for the show. He pointed this out, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna go off on a tangent on this one. And yeah, this is remember how Mr. Wonderful a few shows back, Mr. Wonderful talked about how he wants mining sustainability. This is all garbage, absolute garbage, because Bitcoin is money, and money is fungible. Fungibility means that it doesn't matter what coin you have, they're all the same. Every single coin. No one says, I'm not accepting your US dollars, and I had a US dollar here somewhere, and now it's gone. But no one says, I'm not accepting your US dollars because you had cocaine on it, your $100 bill, because you have cocaine on it. Most $100 bills have cocaine traces on them. But nobody does that. Or nobody says, oh, well, that serial number was in the bank robbery, so I can't accept that. Why? Because it's already been ruled, right? That if you had a serial number written down, all the serial numbers of the cash you had, and somebody steals it, and then you find it, it's not yours. Okay, right? Because then it would reduce the fungibility of the asset. They're not going to get away with that. They're just not. Okay, that's what they're trying to do, right? With this nonsense of clean Bitcoins, right? And people are buying it hook, line, and sinker. But the Norway Minister of Climate, climate holds Bitcoin right now, right? And he says it's well suited for store value. Now, I'm sure he's one of those guys. But I gotta make sure I gotta have some clean Bitcoins, right? Because I'm part of the climate minister. So you know what? I gotta make sure it's clean. And this is all nonsense, right? And then they're pushing this, right, in the mainstream media, and most of us here, most of us here are smart enough to go, okay, whatever, right? But for those who are new to the space, they're feeling, maybe I should hesitate on maybe I should wait before I buy Bitcoins because I don't know how to determine whether my Bitcoin's clean or not. No, that's all nonsense. That's all nonsense. Ignore the noise. They're trying to scare you away because they're trying to control the price. They're trying to get this thing down, right? They want this thing down. And if Bitcoin, if it breaks above this all-time high, they can't control it. So they're trying to throw in as much FUD. So Bitcoin, if we come up to the 88.6, it turns around and heads back down. That's what they want. And if it does, it creates an M and freaks you out. They need that because they want to get more Bitcoin before you do. Okay, so keep that in mind. Make sure that you share with your friends. That ignore the noise, because Bitcoin will become anonymous in the very near future with new upgrades to the protocol, making it impossible for them to mark a specific coin as bad. And end of story. So ignore it all. All right, another popcorn continues to pop, right? Breaking Metro Mile Insurance to buy 10 million in Bitcoin and add Bitcoin payment options. So now you can pay your insurance in Bitcoins. And the other cool thing about this is that they're going to be keeping the Bitcoins that you pay your insurance on, because you were dumb enough to give them Bitcoin, which is going to go higher to cover your insurance. And then they're like, this. I'm thinking as an insurance company, you idiot. You could have self-insured with that Bitcoin that you give me. Really, because think about that, right? If you just save your Bitcoins, right, by the time most people don't end up using their life insurance anyways, right? So you could save your Bitcoins and you'll have a lot of money to pass on to your relatives. But most people just don't know how to do inheritance planning for their Bitcoin. So they'll probably just do this anyways to make sure that the inheritance goes through smoothly, because they believe in the current system. And unfortunately, the current system is designed against them, but they still do believe in it. Okay, ex-U.S. Treasurer joins Ripple board of directors as SEC lawsuit heats up. Well, the banker coin, continues to do well, right? As the rats, the captain sees the rats running from the ship, and he goes, "Oh, okay, gotta jump ship, right? Before the rats do," and so he's already jumped ship to Ripple, and unfortunately, he's jumped it to another ship that doesn't have a leak in it. I have to point out, there is no leak in the Ripple ship just yet. Just yet. That's coded in for the future, right? So that's my point, right? It's part of their white paper, right? That they can freeze your assets, they can increase the supply, and they can pretty much do whatever they want because it's federated. What's it called? Federated consensus. Meaning, what does that mean? Federated consensus. That's some technical term. You're not helping me out, man. All right. Well, it just means that certain people have more rights to tell you what is going on in the market, in not the market, but in the consensus, meaning whether or not who has what, than anybody else. So, some high-end people get to decide whether or not your account gets frozen or not, whether there's going to be more Ripple or not, and it's not you. That's the whole point of it, right? Bitcoin is not federated because everyone who owns a full Bitcoin node gets to decide whether or not the software upgrade is going to continue through. And most nodes in Bitcoin, when you're comparing it to Bitcoin and Ripple, most nodes, right, will never change. They'll just keep using the same software, and that's okay, because Bitcoin is designed to do that. That you can use the first version of Bitcoin, the very first version of Bitcoin, and send and receive Bitcoins today, and the same thing applies going forward. Will be applying going forward. Not so much for Ripple, right? Not so much for unfortunately. For a lot of cryptocurrencies. All right, so keep that in mind. Finally, right? SEC Chair Gensler calls for Congress to work on investor protections for crypto exchanges. Oh man, I got mad on this one because honestly, I'm telling you, man. Investor protections is just a code word for we're tired of watching people getting ripped off and realizing how to tell scams from non-scams, right? And learning from that way. And we want to make sure that we can scam them, right? And not everybody else. And how do I know that? How do I know that for sure? Okay. Okay. I'll make it simple for you. Let's pretend that there's zero regulations with the U.S. dollar. Zero, meaning they can't. Banks and anyone can create dollars, right? Anyone, you, me, banks, whatever. Zero regulation. How long do you think it will last? Well, that's why we need regulation. No, fool. No. It just, regulation allows certain people to scam other people. That's all it does. That's all it does. It means that the banks get to scam you, but you don't get to scam them. It means governments get to scam you, but you can't scam them. That's what regulation is, right? It's who gets to scam who, right? Well, especially when it's financial regulation. So if we have zero financial regulation, that means the market has to regulate itself. What does that mean? That means you cannot build something that people are going to lose money on. And if you do, people will learn and not use that anymore. They'll go, maybe people will lose money. Yes, they will. This will always happen throughout time. People will lose money. But over time, people will learn. So for example, many people do not get involved in the Ponzi scheme. Why not? Because they've learned, right, mostly through experience, that always ends badly. They've seen it over and over again, right? If you've been to one of those meetings, right, where they go, okay, well, you know what? You join this MML, right? You sell this cosmetics, and you can get more people underneath you to sell the cosmetics, so that you can start earning and you don't have to work at all for the rest of your life. You've seen it. You've seen that, right? We've all been there, and we all know how that ends. And that's why we've learned from the experience, most of us, when we see that, no, I'm not interested. And that's the only regulation we need in the market. Not governments telling you, no, hold on. You can't invest over there because that's a scam, right? Invest over here. This MNL, that works. Yeah, that pyramid scam works, but this one over here, no. That one, no. You can't use that one. Got to use the government approved, government sanctioned scams. Oh man, I love it. This. Oh man, I every day that I wake up to do this show, right? It's exciting and fun, man. I'm really enjoying it, and I can't wait for tomorrow. And if you're watching this right now on YouTube, you're missing out a lot, right? Because we do this show live in front of quite a few people, and they get to also, even if they miss the live show, they get to watch it, because you're missing parts. You're missing the beginning, right? My preamble when I'm preparing for the show, and you're missing the question and answer period at the end of the show. So if you don't want to miss all of that, make sure you head over to www.davincij15.com and subscribe today, right? That's right here. As you can see, this is my website here, and you can actually subscribe and be a part of the show. There's the page, and yeah, you scroll down, hit subscribe, and you could be part of today's show or tomorrow's show actually. And you can actually watch today's entire show, right, from beginning to end, right, once you subscribe. And you can watch also previous shows, and it's funny as heck, so you're missing out. All right, with that said, thank you for watching. Thank you. Remember that Bitcoin's here to stay, Bitcoin's real, and you need to be a part of it. Cheers.